Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. It's on the northeast spawn of Karelia, and this one is under the command of talon1958. And yes, he's still in contest with angelina75 to win the weekend lion. Game on. Well, it's after the weekend now, so you're going to be seeing this on the Monday following the weekend. So you might already know who actually did win the weekend. We'll watch the videos because they are in chronological sequence. The 212A was an Arty that was never built, but it could have been built. It was going to be based on the KV220 hull, which, as you know, is an extended and lengthened KV1 with extra armour. And of course it would have been an enclosed Arty, and it would have had the B4 howitzer. That's what he's got in this one. It's capable of 900 alpha, and he will penetrate through 52mm of armour with standard rounds, and that's all he's actually loaded. And he's also got a burst radius of 10.4 meters. Now he fired that round into the gap just in case that enemy tank, T-92, had parked himself on the outside so he could see what was going on. But he can't, from his current position, hit that 122 TM. He's moved just a little too far south, and the mountain next to the horseshoe is too high for you to lob a shell over at that point. You need to be much closer to the cap area to get a shell into there, but where he can shoot is just onto this corner here, which you probably wouldn't be able to hit if you were up near the cap, and I think that's what he's thinking of doing. Enemy tank turned up, it's a T10, fires around it, little late, but he does stun the guy. You can see that's the entrance to the horseshoe. Looking up to the north, there's a Skoda T56, an Object 260, a TS5, has been seen going up into the northwest corner of the map. But our guys have actually pulled back from there. They're not going up there, they're actually waiting for the enemy to appear so they can slaughter them on their attack. In the meantime, we're actually having a quick look near the enemy cap area just to see if there's any sign of the enemy, any tracer from the enemy Arty. Of course, it's not that particular area where the enemy Arty are. They're probably behind the cap area, but no, we have got an enemy tank, and it's an Object 432, which is the rear-mounted turret version. He has got he did have a solution, and he got 228 out of him from a near miss. Standard reload time is 37.39 seconds. He's managed to get that down to 30.11. Oh, and his next target's the Skoda T56, which is the rather overpowered heavy tank that Wargaming brought out as the premium for the Czech heavies. TS5, rounds out. A little late again, but he is on fire, mostly from the shots that were coming from his teammates, and he's now badly wounded, and one more round on top of him might actually take him out of the game. In fact, actually, he didn't need to fire because the Leopard, or was it the Leopard? No, it was the Strip 103B got him in the end. Okay, we've got an Object 260, the reward tank, which is very much like an IS-7 in many ways. He's loaded, rounds out. That's the spot that it was last seen. And we can see the explosion, but we don't know if we did any damage. Okay, that Skoda's taking fire. We're not going to be loaded for a few seconds, though. He'll probably get into cover. Whilst the team seems to be defensive around the top end of the map, you can see our team's doing rather well on the south end of the map because they've now captured the horseshoe, and it looks like they're moving towards the enemy cap area. Oh, there's the tracer. So a little bit, I would have said a little bit further back. It's close. He might have stunned the guy. I would have said a little bit further back. I think it's more than likely that Arty's going to change position. If he doesn't change position, then Talon will get him on his next shot. Okay, one of the enemy lights has been spotted. The EBR-90. Oh, he didn't move. He didn't move. He stayed where he was. A little bit further back, I'd say. A little bit further back. Okay, that's another spot that he's not located in. It looks to me like he's obviously not a very experienced Arty player. If he stayed in the same position, in the same vicinity after that shot. And I expect he'll probably stay there again. So we might see the tracer very shortly when he fires the next time. Okay, SU-101 backing up. Can put a round near him. Rounds out. Don't think he gave enough lead there. But it didn't matter because he managed to splash him for 207. EBR doing a quick scouting run to see if he can get up onto the horseshoe. We do have a leopard up there. If that EBR does go up there, he's going to get a nasty shock. He did go up there, and now he's met the leopard. Oh, he turned quick. He's trying to get out as quickly as he can. In fact, he got behind cover. And now Talon might be able to put around near him to stun him, slow him down a little for the leopard to kill him. Well, we lost sight of him momentarily. Not sure if that shell actually did stun him, but oh, T92 spotted, killed. And the EBR is making his way down the hill. Suddenly went into the rock because he couldn't turn fast enough. Okay, and he's on his way back to his cap area with his tail between his legs. Oh, the enemy Arty spotted again, and he has moved over to the slightly north actually to get away from our guys. I think that may have been down to Talon's influence, but the enemy just lost their object 432. And the EBR is now doing scouting runs now at the south end of the South Pass. Rounds out in the ISU 152K. Looks good. And 237 from a splash. Now, as you know, in order to win the contest... Oh, that was a direct hit by the other Arty, the M53, M55. In order to win the contest, you need to get an ace tanker. As soon as an ace tanker is achieved, that person wins the lie-in straight away. Other than that, it's the best class of tank battle that you can get. And the best win 8. Enemies still trying to make their assault along the north route, but they've got kind of surrounded now. That Skoda, very low on hit points. T69 doesn't want to poke around the corner, and the SU-101 takes out the Skoda. Now our team kind of came to a halt on the southern route because of course they came up against fierce opposition. We were looking for the tracer from the enemy Arty, somewhere around about here I think. Although he may decide to relocate because he's lost all his teammates on that north route. Oh my god, he just got a blind kill. He took out the enemy M53, M55. I think he was trying to work out where would I place my Arty if I was going to be fighting from that corner of the map, and he was absolutely right. You place it behind a rock so it's got somewhere, a bit of cover to hide behind while he shoots at the enemy. And that's exactly where the M53, M55 was. So he's firing into that corner. Accurate shots. If that EBR is still there, he's probably badly damaged. Now we'll have to watch that corner because if the T69, the SU-101 actually die, the EBR could make a quick run at our cap, and then obviously the M53 and Talon would become the next ones likely to get killed. In fact, he's up against them, but yeah, he didn't last very long. The SU-101 shut him down, and he's out the game. Okay, Talon is now going to move, just trying to decide which way he's going to go. Looks like he's going to go through the swamp because he's got more teammates in there and they can protect him as they get close. There's only 5 enemies remaining. One of those is an Arty. Okay, he's found the other Arty, and the other Arty got killed before he could dial in. The enemy Leopard's been spotted. By a snap, wasn't fully dialed in, but he did get some stun out of it. The enemy, the N53 M55 is very similar to the 212A in many respects. At tier 9, it's one of the favoured Arties to play if you are a regular Arty player, because they've both got very similar characteristics. They can both use vents, they've both got fairly quick aim. One's got a very wide gun arc, the other one's got a gun arc which is fairly narrow but does allow you to dial in very quickly. And they've both got big splash, so they can actually, even if they don't hit the target, they can still wound it quite badly. And you can get decent amounts of stun on the enemy tanks. Now he's found a good position. Those rocks will give him some cover from the enemy tanks, and one of them's been spotted. It's a Gorilla 15. He's now looking to get a solution on it, dialing in. Okay, this guy's tracked. Get ready, rounds out. Splash! 420, no armour on that vehicle. It's basically a Panther with a gun on top, and so the crew have to work outside, and that means that if you get hit by splash, you can really damage the vehicle. There's only one enemy left. It's that Leopard that he fired at a short while ago. He's somewhere in this area. Hold up, because the team's surrounding him, and there he goes. And that's the end of the game. Well, here's the end of battle results, and Talon's managed to get a second-class tanker as well as a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 10. But I think, if I remember correctly, Angelina had a first-class tanker on her first attempt, and so I'm afraid Talon hasn't beaten Angelina's score with his first shot. And his win rate is 1,968, which is very good. It was a decent battle for a 212A. Let's have a look at team score. Well, 1,985 hit points of damage from the game. The top scorer in the game was the Strib 103B, 3,306 hit points. Not enough for high caliber. Second highest damage was the Leopard 1 with 3,305, just 1 hit point down. And the third highest damage was the TNH T-Viz 51 with 2,882. So it's not a bad score, but it's not a great score. When it came to kills, it's the Strib 103B again with 4 kills, 3 kills to the Leopard 1, 2 kills to the TNH, to the Object 277 and the SU 101, and we can see that Talon only got the 1 kill in the game. When it came to base XP though, he's actually in 3rd place overall because the TNH managed 939, the M53, M55 and his own team managed 915 and also picked up a Confederate, and 903 went to Talon. So 3rd place on XP, that's not bad. 16 shots fired, 1 direct hit on the enemy, no penetrations though at all, and 13 splash. So a lot of splashes in this game. 1,985 hit points, and all of it was done at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, but wasn't enough to get a Confederate because I think the M53, M55 did slightly better. We can check that, how he managed to get his Confederate. There you go, there's the figures, and he got 8 and 0, so it was an 8 difference. And I'm afraid that when it came to Talon, he had a 7 difference. So he missed out by 1 tank, just 1. If he hit 1 more vehicle, he might have actually got it. 2,339 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. 45,912 credits from the game, 18,365 from Holiday Ops, 64,277 altogether, and after ammunition resupply, 33,717 credits profit, 1,354 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,710 from Holiday Ops, 5,419 experience points altogether. He said stun damage, yay, because the last battle he played, he didn't get any stun damage whatsoever. And that's because his teammates weren't firing at the targets that he was stunning, which was immensely frustrating because he stunned a lot of the enemy, but just his teammates didn't bother to shoot them. If they'd actually shot the tanks he stunned, I think not only they might have won the game, but actually he might have ended up with an ace tanker out of it. But there you go, that's what happens sometimes. So that's the first battle done, and Talon hasn't succeeded in getting over Angelina's first class. Let's have a look and see at the second replay, and this one is by Angelina, and we'll see if Angelina can do any better. And here's the Hummel, the tier 6 German SPG on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and we've got Angelina75 on the north spawn. Again, using the stock gun, which is of course the preferred gun. If you're a good Arty player, a regular Arty player, you'll use the stock gun because it's got much greater accuracy, faster reload. It's got a higher trajectory, which makes it able to take out enemy vehicles hiding behind rocks. But it does have a short range, which means that you can't hit everywhere on the battlefield, but you pay for that ability by getting better accuracy and of course getting more chances of getting damage on the enemy and more medals, but of course you've got a much better chance of getting a Confederate medal the more enemy that you can hit. And this Arty does give you the ability to hit enemy tanks quite considerably. Okay, nice bunch of enemy tanks, or of her teammates rather, making their way towards the centre. We just saw the tracer from an enemy Arty, which indicates it's near the centre line, or the railway track. Okay, we've got a Bisonte C45. This is a tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks. Rounds out the Bisonte. Direct hit. 132. Nice shot. Changing position just to avoid the enemy Arty working out where she is. You don't have to move very far. You just have to move in such a way that it fools the enemy into thinking that you are somewhere else. Or you are actually somewhere else. Okay, where's the next one? There you are, a VK2801 105. Bit late. Yeah, that one was a bit late. She needed to give it a bit lead because it was moving rather rapidly. Bisonte just fixed his tracks and now he's pulling back. She's almost reloaded. Here we go. Yep, that's a hit. 118 hit points this time. Standard reload is 25.31 seconds for the stock gun, and Angelina's got it down to 20.74, so she's knocked nearly 5 seconds off the total. Rounds out, direct hit. No doubt about that. So that's 3 direct hits she's had on the enemy. And oh, look at this, a whole bunch of enemy tanks right up on top of the hill, all gathering together, which should make it very easy for her to get stun assist off this lot, because if she hits one of them, she'll probably stun the other ones in the process. Going for a blind shot? Nope, she's found a lure. Okay, work out where to put the shell. Rounds out, that looks good. Direct hit, 194. I bet that stunned some of the other ones as well. Okay, this is lovely because this is exactly what Arty players like. An Arty player's wet dream. You get all these players bunching up together. You hit them all at the same time and get multiple damage on them. It kind of suggests I'm kind of perverted, but I suppose I am. You can see all 3 tanks were stunned at the same time by that shell. She's switching to the lure. She can see him, plus of course he's badly damaged, but she's now going to go back to the Tiger 1 because it's a one shot. Needs to work out where to put the shell though. That looks about right. Rounds out. Here we go. Just lands behind him. Only 21 and splash this time. He moved just at the right moment. I think he got warning that a shell was inbound, and that's what made him move. But they're using that little dip there to use their gun depression to shoot. Rounds out. He moves slightly, but again he loses 91 hit points. He's a one shot. In fact, I'd say that M6, if you can get a direct hit on him, she might take him out as well. Okay, keep on that hill for the moment. She's dialing in on the lurver, letting it dial in, settle on the target, rounds out. Wasn't fully dialed in on the target before she shot there, but she did get some stun on him, and the Tiger 131 is down. In the meantime, that enemy Super Hellcat managed to get beneath the hill, and he's now in the village shooting up at our teammates, but that doesn't last for very long because the Tornvarn finishes him off. Okay, looking down at the to the south, we can see the BK. She's selecting him, but he just got killed just as she fired. Relocating just in case the enemy Arty was watching. Okay, the T-28 prototype and a Tiger P, both looking up at the hill, both ignoring the fact that there's Arty in the game. Rounds out. Well, it didn't even penetrate, but you can see it hit the upper plate. Because you can see a yellow mark on his upper plate. Just where she hit. Go for it again. Rounds out. Direct hit this time. Hit the heavy armor though, so that's why she only got 58 hit points. But she did get some stun assist. In fact, a lot of stun assist. Because he took fire after she shot. And that Tiger P, well, he's inviting a shot because he's just sitting there looking up at the hill. She's going to go for the prototype. Rounds out. And he dies before her shell arrives. The Tiger P's next though. The enemy's making some very bad decisions here to do this. They were just sitting there asking for it. And the Bisonte is next. He's pulling back to get into cover. But Angelina should be able to get around onto him. Oh, lost sight of him, but she's firing blind. Changing position again. Now, I wouldn't recommend you just move backwards and forwards too often, though, because I know that there's cover there, but don't move backwards and forwards too often, because the enemy Arty might work out that's what you're doing, and he might see the shells coming from the same set of bushes every time. Well, she hit him that time. The Bisonte suffered 119 hit point loss, and Angelina's getting close to 1,000 hit points of damage. Okay, she can see the guy up on the hill. Her teammates are asking for fire on the IS, and she's going to try and stun him for them. Dialing in. She's almost ready. She's ready. Rounds out. Direct hit. No doubt about that. And it looks like the enemy Arty's firing at our guys on the other side of the hill. She's marked the spot. And there's the IS again. Almost ready to go. Rounds out straight away. Direct hit right into his side. 110 hit points this time. She's got a flight time of 2.4 seconds before the shell hits the target from where she's currently located. Of course, you have to take the delay into account in these battles. Okay, a T-20's turned up. Now, he's got very low armor. He is a medium, and a 90mm gun, but he's got very low armor, so he will be very susceptible to Angelina's shots if she gets one on him. It was close enough for a stun, but not enough for damage. We're only one up on the enemy at the moment. They're still all in it. IS-2M, which is one of the premium tanks. It's the extended IS-2. Rounds out. Direct hit again. She earned 250, or was it? No, 160 hit points from the hit, but she then picked up 256 from damaging his tracks. He did fix his tracks straight away, but he then took another hit from one of our teammates just before he fixed the tracks. Okay, that IS is somewhere up here still. We've lost a couple of tanks from the top of the hill. In fact, there's only one heavy tank up there now. And he's facing the IS, who's very low on hit points. And oh, he's gone just as Angelina fired. The SU-100 right at the back of the map took a shot at the hill, killed the IS for the our shell arrived, which is unfortunate, but then at least it's out of the way. And our teammate in the Tiger, I think, is moving up to try and find out where the rest of the enemy is. He's found an SU-100M1. Now Angelina needs to damage this guy. He's low on hit points. It was accurate as to where he was last, but he's still in that dip somewhere because he hasn't backed into the fencing. You can see the fencing still up. So obviously he's still in that dip and using the wreck tanks for cover. She might be able to damage him or splash him while he's still in there. She's indicating to her team, that's where I'm looking, that's where I'm shooting. If the Tiger moves up, he might be able to spot him for us. And then Angelina can get a shot on, wound him, allow the Tiger to get the kill. There he is. He is in there. Rounds out. Here we go. Direct hit. 170 is a one shot. And there's one of the enemy Arty. The M44 now, she switched to him because of course she knows how efficient that Arty can be. Plus of course she can pen him and kill him with one good shot. Here we go. Rounds out. Dead M44. Yes. That's a pen. No doubt about that. That would have gone straight through his armor and kill him outright. The SU-100 is a splash kill. She only needs to land the shell near him and he'll be out the game. And in fact, actually, the kill shot goes to the SU-100 sitting at the back again. Now, we've got a solid advantage on the enemy now. There's that T-20. He's died. An E-25 saw to him. And now there's only one enemy tank left. It's the Bisonte C-45, the one that we fired at the start of the game. And he's somewhere in the vicinity of these bushes. Or is he? No, he's right at the back. There we go. He's moved all the way back. And before Angelina can fire, the Wizzy 120 finishes the game. What a great game that was. Well, here's the end of battle results, and that was another ace tanker game for Angelina75. So she's won the contest, she gets the weekend lay-in, and I'm afraid Talon has to get up and look after Remy when he gets up on Sunday. She managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she managed to get 10 in that game. And she got a Confederate because she hit more of the enemy than anyone else on her team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And she certainly got a very good win 8 as well. 3,124 Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, she didn't get the highest damage in the game. No, that actually went to the IS-2M on the enemy team. Picked up a high caliber for 3,470 hit points. The second highest damage was the Wizzy 120 on... No, it wasn't actually. It was the Bisonte, rather. 3,150 hit points of damage. So it was about these 2 tanks on the enemy team because the rest of the players didn't do much. But on our team, the third highest damage in the game was actually the Wizzy 120, who finished the game with 3,014 hit points. Angelina picked up 1,929, which puts her above all but 2 on the enemy team. And there was 2 members of her own team who managed to get above her, so she actually came in 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, it was the Wizzy 120 who did the best with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Bisonte, 2 kills to the E25, the SU-100, the KV-2R, the Tiger 1, and also to the SU-100M1 on the enemy team. And Angelina only got the 1 kill, but I don't think she'll be too worried about that at all because it was a good kill, a solid kill for the M44. There was no way he was going to escape that shot. It was accurate, it smacked into him, and I'm pretty sure it penetrated him as it went through. We just checked that actually straight off. Did it penetrate the M44? Yes, of course it did. It went straight through his armor. He didn't stand a chance. It was a perfect shot. Let's have a look at the XP. And you can see in this one that she's actually in 4th place on XP because she was beaten by the T29 with 1,088. 1,005 went to the Wizzy 1201 GFT and 956 went to the Tiger 1. But she's in 4th with 940, not far behind the Tiger 1. Angelina fired 23 rounds, got 12 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetration, the M44, 24 splash, damage of 1,929 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Yeah, having all those extra rounds on the Hummel with the stock gun really does make a difference. You've got 27 rounds, so you can see 24 splashes off 23 shots. So she actually splashed more than one tank with some of those shots that she fired. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, so that was an 8 difference. And that's where she got the Confederate. 256 hit points of damage assistance and 1,088 hit points of stun assist of 25 stuns. She earned 55,452 credits from the game, 87,181 from Holy Ops, total of 142,633 altogether, and after ammunition resupply she took away a profit of 131,018 credits. That's a very nice score indeed. 25 bonds from the battle and 1,410 XP times 4 for the first victory, took away 5,640 experience points altogether. She said she almost ran out of shells. Well, yes, you almost did. It was you fired 23 and you've only got 27 in the armory. But if you'd actually been firing the top gun, not the stock gun, then you only would have had 18 rounds. So you definitely would have run out of ammo before the end of the battle, and that would have crimped your score. As it was, using the stock gun actually gave you extra rounds to play with. In fact, it gave you 9 extra rounds to play with, and you made the best use of them because you got an ace tanker out of it. So it just goes to show using the stock gun really can be very, very effective. Anyway, that's the end of the contest because, of course, Angelina has won it now with an ace tanker. But it's not the last replay we've got for you because Talon tried once more to see if he can actually beat Angelina's score at the weekend. And he sent us this replay, the one you're coming to see next. And we thought we'd feature it for you anyway because it's amusing. So let's get on with it. And here is Talon's replay. He's on the north spawn of Tundra, and this time he's in the Hummel with the stock gun, and he's got 2 marks of excellence as well. Well, he's not heading to the conventional position. He's not going to head off to the west and shoot straight down the heavy tank alley. Looks like he's going to be going to a position where he can shoot on the enemy tanks that are actually on the hill. And there are several spots over on the west side where you can actually do that, or the east side, rather I should say. One of the spots is just there, on that little hollow out there. You can shoot over the top. The other one is actually to go right into the corner, get behind the trees, and shoot from there. I think that's what he's going to try and do. Oh, he's going right deep into the corner here. There isn't a spot over this corner. Yep, you are within view range of the enemy, though, if they can actually get a good view range scout. Okay, his first target's an M4A1 FL10. Ow, he fired just as the guy died, so unfortunately he didn't get anything out of that shot at all. But not to worry, because there's another target, a KV2, who's just had a near miss from our other Arty. We've got an FV304 in the game. Talon's almost loaded. Rounds out. And he got a direct hit there for 105. And he got some stun assist. Okay, there's a T25AT there. That VK is fighting it out with one of our teammates also in the VK. Meanwhile, the enemy heavy tanks have actually already made their way straight through that corner. And, well, he did fire in, but he did get some stun on the KV-1S. So it's a good job he didn't go to the far west position, because if he had gone up there, he probably would have been dead by now. Instead, he's going to go for the T-3485. Rounds out straight away. Unfortunately, no hit, but I think he probably stunned him, and the KV-1S just died. You can see how good this firing position is. You can shoot to the west, you can shoot to the south, but it does restrict you from shooting at enemy tanks that are way over to the southwest corner of the map. CS44. Just saw the tracer from one of the enemy Artys. There's an enemy FB304. That's a direct hit. 158 stunned him. He's damaged. He's a one-shot. Can he get the kill? Be nice if he can. No, he doesn't get it, but the T-3485's close. And he's almost loaded. Rounds out. Oh, just landed behind him. Okay, Tiger P is his next target. You can see the enemy Arty is definitely a lot closer than you'd normally expect. They've got an SU-8 and an FB304, and I think they're both over on the west side of the map. Gets a nice hit on the Tiger P. Picking up stun assist from that one as well. Going for the Nashorn. Light armour on this thing, but well, we can see that Talon's got a reload time of 20.50, which is very similar to Angelina's. If you remember, it's 25.31 for stock reload. Rounds out. Right next door to him, the RNG sent the shell slightly to the right, and so he splashed the side of the Nashorn. A direct hit would probably have killed the Nashorn outright. Remember, it's 480 alpha for these shells, so if he penetrates the target, there's a very good chance they will take out the Nashorn with one shot. Nashorn is the well, it did land next to him. The Nashorn is the anti-tank version, or tank destroyer version of the Hummel. It's just got a different gun. It's got the 88mm gun instead of the 15cm howitzer. Now, this could be awkward because there's an enemy LTG on his way through the pass, coming this way. It's going up the river. Now, he might be able to splash kill this one, but he's going to shoot between the rocks to get a shot. Bit late. And I think that was told the LTG where... It's told the LTG where Talon is. And I think he's coming this way. So I think Talon's going to have to get ready for a shotgun. He's backing himself into the corner. So the moment the LTG applies, the LTG has to be in front of Talon. And Talon gets an easy shot into him. The shotgun means the LTG can't get behind him. Here he comes. Oh, lovely one. Right in the mush. Yep, he took that one right in the face. Okay, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and sadly that was not an ace tanker, so it means that Angelina's definitely won the weekend Lion. In fact, she won it the moment she got the ace tanker actually, but even so, Talon only got a second class tanker out of that one, which was good, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7, and I suppose you could say it was a good game because he got that shotgun right at the end. Win 8 was 1,364, which is good, but not special. Talon can do a lot better than that. He can get ace tankers, but on this occasion, no, it's Angelina gets the weekend Lion. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he is. Well, the highest damage in the game was actually done by a Panther. He managed to get 1,554. The Comet managed 1,513. The third highest was the 87 with 1,459. And Talon managed to get 867 out of it. When it came to kills, it was shared between the Comet, the 87, both got 3 kills apiece. 2 kills for the Panther, the AMX 1375, the box tank, the SU-100Y, and the Nashorn on the enemy team. And Talon managed to pick up 1 kill, the LTG, right at the very end to win the game. And when it came to base XP, it was the Comet, the 87, the Panther, and you can see there's Talon with 661. So not too far behind the Comet, but yes, nothing to write home about, I'm afraid. He did get better than all the enemy team, but it's in 6th place overall on XP. He fired only 11 rounds in that game. It was a very fast battle. 3 enemy hits on the enemy. No penetrations though, but 9 splash. Damage of 867 hit points, of which 709 were at more than 300 meters. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged. 1 was killed, so he didn't get enough to get a Confederate. And 646 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. He earned 33,323 credits from the game, 63,329 from holiday ops, a total of 96,652 altogether. And after ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 91,097 credits. 991 XP times 4 for the first victory, 3,966 experience points altogether. Yeah, shotgun for the win in the end. It was nice and satisfying to take out that LTG right at the end. Yes, he did let the LTG know where he was, and that LTG driver thought, oh, yummy, I can bite into and chew down on an SPG. No, you can't. Not if the player happens to be an SPG expert who is capable of defending himself against any light tank who decides that he wants to turn up and claim a kill. No, I'm afraid under those circumstances, he's just like Overfoxsake in the other video you saw just recently. He's going to take the light tank on, and he's going to get the better of them and take them out the game. So I hope you enjoyed all those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Let other people know the channel exists so that they can come and watch some of our videos and watch some of your videos, because I'm sure many of the people who watch these videos are the people who actually sent them in to me. And please give the channel a like, and thank you for watching.